Now, I was a wee bit dubious at first, especially when I was putting vinegar into my washing machine, but I'm so happy with the results. I've been trying to think about the environmental impact of lots of different parts of my life, but there is one thing I've never really thought about before, and it's something that we all do several times a week: washing our clothes. To do this, we use a variety of different detergents and conditioners that we put into our washing machines. And after each wash, the chemicals and toxins from these products not only stay on our clothes and get into our skin, but are also washed away into the environment. So I want to find out exactly what impact laundry detergents are having on our own health and the environment, and I also want to see what cost-effective alternatives might exist out there. The big issue with laundry detergents is that since the chemicals they contain are really good at dissolving dirt from our clothes, this means that they are also really good at dissolving vital parts of the ecosystems that they end up in. Thinking about how much I use, each week in our flat we usually do 3 washes, and for each one we'll use around 113 grams of detergent. And when you times this by 3 for our weekly total, you get 339 grams. Now this is where it gets interesting. There isn't much data on this, but what we do know is that there are over 289,000 households that make up Glasgow. And assuming we do an average amount of washing in our flat, this means that we could be pouring around 100 tons of detergent down the drains in Glasgow on a weekly basis. Although this water is treated before it makes it into rivers like the Clyde here, some chemicals still get through. And the impact this has is that it can dissolve the scales of some fish, which are crucial in protecting them from bacteria and parasites. Also, the chemicals from detergents can reduce the oxygen levels in rivers and parts of the sea, and this threatens species like algae, which loads of marine creatures depend on. A lot of these chemicals are removed and diluted by the time they reach marine life. However, our skin soaks these chemicals up from our clothes directly from the washing machine, so there are health issues for humans too. So with all these issues, surely there must be a better option. And I'm going to take on the challenge of trying to find a safer alternative to laundry detergent that doesn't harm the environment and is also affordable. The first step I'm going to take is to try and seek some expert advice. So I'm just off to meet a woman called Susan who runs a green cleaning company called Fresh Green Clean to try and find out what non-toxic and affordable alternatives to laundry detergent might exist.
So, I mean, it's just great what you're doing already, you know, asking the questions and getting out there and trying to find answers. If you go into any supermarket now, you will find brands that are marketed as being green or eco-friendly, but these tend to be really expensive. So it means that that kind of eco lifestyle, people that want to live a greener way, it's not really available for everybody, and I feel quite sad about that. And that's why I always make my own products, and I really encourage other people to make their own products at home, because you know exactly what you're getting. We can all live lower toxin lives for our health, but also have a much lighter environmental impact with the things that we put in our household products.
I'm so surprised about how little I had to spend to get the ingredients for this. So I've got my soda crystals, my bicarbonate of soda, my plain soap, my salt and vinegar. And to get all of this, I only had to spend £4.60, and that's much cheaper than what I'd usually buy. Now this is all you really need, but I did spend an extra £6 to get this essential oil, which helps make your clothes smell better, and this bottle will last for months. So now I've got my ingredients, I think I'm ready to give the recipe a go. The first thing I've got to do is to grate a bar of plain, unscented soap as finely as possible. Then get a big mixing bowl and add half a cup of grated soap. Then add 2 cups worth of soda crystals, 1 cup of salt, 1 tablespoon of bicarbonate of soda, and optionally 5 drops of essential oils. All that needs done now is to give it a good stir, and for each washing machine load, add 2 tablespoons of this mixture. What you can also do for added softness and to remove excess soap is to add half a cup of vinegar. And don't worry, this won't leave you smelling like a chippy. My clothes are super clean and they smell great. It's been fantastic to discover how easy and affordable it is to find alternatives to laundry detergent. Now, I was a wee bit dubious at first, especially when I was putting vinegar into my washing machine, but I'm so happy with the results and I'm really excited to keep doing this in future. Now, you can also buy eco-friendly detergents in the supermarket, but if you want to make sure you know exactly what you're putting into the environment, the best thing is to make it yourself. And you only have to do this once and you'll have loads of detergent to last you several weeks. So even through putting in just a little bit of effort, you can make such an important contribution to lessening the impact that we have on the natural world.